Hi again, so welcome back to Book Reviewmas. I'm Debbie. Today's book review is Little Deaths by Emma Flint. This was a really good book. To be fair, I don't think I read many books that I don't like. I will say, I think it took me quite a long time to read this book. It did take a little bit of getting into, but when I did get into it, oh my god. Oh my. It's just, again, it's one that really makes you think. I'll read you the blurb to start off with. It's the summer of 1965, and the streets of Queens, New York shimmer in a heat wave. One July morning, Ruth Malone wakes to find a bedroom window wide open and her two young children missing. After a desperate search, the police make a horrifying discovery. Noting Ruth's perfectly made-up face and provocative clothing, the empty liquor bottles and love letters that litter her apartment, the detectives leap to convenient conclusions fueled by neighbourhood gossip and speculation. Sent to discover the case on his first major assignment, tabloid reporter Pete Warnick at first can't help but do the same. But the longer he spends watching Ruth, the more he learns about the darker workings of the police and the press. Soon Pete begins to doubt everything he thought he knew. It's a gripping novel about love, morality, obsession, exploring the capacity for good and evil within us all. Now, I will say, the idea of who did it kind of is seeded at the beginning of the story. Because if you haven't figured out from the title, Little Deaths, basically after the two children disappear, they are found dead. And the thing is, for so long they focus on the mother to the point when it's just like becomes obvious that she wasn't the one who did it. She's just a convenience to the police. She's the mother who doesn't really show her emotions. There's a bit of an obsessive personality there, so when it comes to the funeral, she's there going, I need to get a new dress. I need to get a new dress. We need to go to the shops and I need to get a new black dress that nobody has seen me in for this funeral. And because the police are watching her, they're just like, why is she going out to get a new dress? Why is she so stoic? Why is she not showing any emotion? And to be honest, the book almost kind of made me angry about how some people are treated in the eyes of grief, because I'm somebody who did end up in grief counselling, because we refer to 2015 as the shit year in my family because we had so many family deaths, and it sent me into a bit of a spiral because I felt like I wasn't grieving properly, and so I ended up in grief counselling where we looked individually at everybody who had passed away within about, because it was my grandma in 2012 I think she passed away, so it was kind of a knock-on effect from when my grandma passed away. And so looking at how people treat families in the wake of grief, that is what I took away from this story. The fact that the police get so honed in on one family member just because they don't know how to express their grief, that they completely ignore anybody else who could be problematic or could be actually an actual line of inquiry, but all because of the way the mother was acting. And yeah, I mean, I know that when it comes to, especially when children are kidnapped or things like that, they do look at the family first because they know it's going to be somebody that the kid knows, usually. But yeah, this book almost made me angry in the way that the main character is treated in the aftermath of her children going missing. And she has an estranged relationship with the father of her children, and so you're looking at that relationship, and then you have the relationship between her and the reporter. It could be a trigger for some people. It was a bit of a trigger for me in regards to what I went through in 2015 and 16 in regards to my grief therapy. But at the same time, it wasn't a trigger to the point where I wanted to hurt anybody or myself. It was more of a case of it reminded me of what I went through. and how I felt when everybody around me appeared to be dying, and I felt like I wasn't grieving properly, as I said. And then what I went through in the grief counselling and realising that grief isn't linear, and you know, when they say there's like the 5 stages of grief, it doesn't necessarily happen in that order. To the age of about 26 to figure that bit out. As I said, I want this to be kind of short, sweet reviews, but yeah, I thought it was really clever, and I sympathised with the main character all the way through. I think people who haven't been affected by grief as much might not sympathise with her as much. I think it just has to do with your personal feelings with grief and of how you will react to this book. But it was very clever, and the moment when you find out, I mean, it's quite early on that you find out that the kids have died. There is a point when you're just like, But yes, so that is my mini review of Little Deaths by Emma Flint. If you like this video, you can like it, you can subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to the new subscribers. I do see you. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I've been Debbie, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next book review. Thank you. Mwah, mwah.